everybody should receive one model like this. 3-unit bridge. We have a circular shoulder on the central and the final margin with zirconium on the canine. I don't mind, I have a colored frame. You see that almost in compared to a white one, it's a big difference. But this colored frame not prevent you not to using a kind of a bond liner. So you still have to use, because the colored frame not automatically you have the bond strength there. So you still have to apply Innova, for example, number 5. So painting, you do thin and you see immediately the change. You see? Immediately you have to change. In compared to the prefabricated colored frame, and you can individualize. You look, I can do approximal darker, just with one move. It's so easy and so quick and not need any space. For baking, you need almost very minimal drying time. Yes? 1 minute, it's enough. So I start with the porcelain margin.
Yeah. Porcelain margin is 22 and 23.
I continue with the margin using 22, 23, depending on the color you want to work with.
I get some brick wire.
Try to make a white tooth with natural translucency, most as possible, because translucency and white, that is opposite. So it's difficult to get both, but it's possible sometimes. I don't know why sometimes it works in my case and sometimes not. Just maybe I'm sometimes have more luck and sometimes a little bit less. Then of course the lateral, something in between central and canine. So the canine become maybe a light canine, maybe a A2, A3, I would say. Even when I do light shades, very light shades, much lighter than B1, I think so. I try to go into that. When we have a white frame, a white dentine, a white enamel, and everything white, it looks after, in the end, looks like a cheese. It is have not a natural appearance, impossible. So we need working with chroma also. We need a kind of a contrast. So we have this not very white frame underneath. It helps me to keep the depth in my crown. I using this aqualine more than maybe 2 years around. So we're starting on the neck A1. A1 is, in my opinion, a dark color. I mix this A1 with PSO. PSO, for those people they not knowing creation, PSO is an enamel with opalescence and milky white. So 50-50. A1 PSO.
Yeah, that's good. It's a A1 with PSO half and half.
So for the basal to the pontic. I use a little bit of patience dentine just to stop darkness
OD.
from the tissue.
The questions then in 43 and 32.
32.
Yeah.
Straight.
Half and half.
A little bit
And
less.
32.
Based on 32, yes. Proximal with dentine A2.
That's dentine A2 into proximal.
So normally we are not using anymore. I come back to when I build. I'm not using anymore opacious dentine approximal and also the approximal dentine. So I'm using more light translucent material approximal. I explained that after. We keep in the A1 range for the lateral too.
A1 dentine.
Cervical, so it gives automatically. Then PSO, A1 and PSO, same thing. It's like a sketch for like wax up or something like this. Just it's a little bit under contoured at the moment. The canine higher value, more opaque
Question
with
then 43.
43. So we look for translucency, yes, in the anteriors, and the canine can be more chromatical.
Dentin A2 on the customer.
So now powder is starting to dry out, so I access that to this paper band, just to keep them moister also here. SO2 59 SR2 SO2 is a kind of enamel with opalescence in a orange way.
Yeah, that's good.
Tell me, thank you. PSO.
PS0 in the corners.
That's a mixture of PS0 and Instant 11.
White.
Is white.
White, yes.
Every time it's not on the model.
So now I have a kind of under contoured central, yes. I try to play my like on a canvas, my shade, different shades. So I have horizontal, very intense white stain, 43 PSO. That is the layer on top. We make another layer the same way. Irregular. And normally if I have these stripes, horizontal stripes, you can see, you see this most of the time, I think so, when you are finished with your crown, you have very strong horizontal stripes. Okay, what I do, I go very intense underneath, and I smooth them up quasi again with PSO. That's only enamel, you know? So that means also that PSO contains also translucency. So it's a white enamel. And then we go on top to lower this high value area with the different translucency. Can be orange, can be, of course, opal always works very well when the underground comes white. Opal doesn't work this well in dark color because the opalescence get killed by too much metal oxide stain color. The mamelon I use in general the 63. Mixed always some little dentin. I could take more. I need more.
The mamelons are make in MI63, a mixture
Yeah.
A3. Those of you who don't use creation.
So we place the mamelon. That's depending how strong you want to have them. You have two ways to make them very discreet. Is you mix them with dentin down value and chroma, or you put them very underneath and on top a lot of enamel and this kind of thing, so it also makes them very smooth. Mesial mamelon. This down. This different characterization on the incisal. That's up to your decision. Just let go your fantasy. Play with your fantasy. So in Nova number 1 helps me to make the mamelon a kind of pink, you know, sometimes young teas showing this wonderful pink, very tender, make weaker with the only enamel. So it is not transparent, it's translucent. So make them softer.
Enamel 59, overlaid on top of mamelon.
So the chroma, I try always to make my own mixture. That means HT, a little bit of dentin, then 12 and 14, and I just mix that together and have a look how it shows, you know, how it come out here.
Mixture of A3, HD, 53, 54, and little Innova number instant 12 and
14.
12 and 14.
So far, I just mix this together, but now I depend what coming out, what I indicate is I use a lot or do I use only a little bit. So that makes the difference, you know. So I use not too much because I don't want, look, some grains only to just very little. So we go on top. Sometimes also we can use some grains, little pieces of HD. So just to give them some chroma. SO10 opal translucency, OT. Clear together, each 1/3, clear and Si2, that means very translucent Si2, PSO,
Thin wash of PS0.
so the ridges here I hire with this intense mixture of 43 stains and PSO. Highlighting the contour, go on top PSO. Make just like a frame from high value,
It's HD
53 and 4, 54.
Yeah.
53 and 54.
So I always look for a kind of depth first. Translucency. I just complete with different enamels by my labial contour, translucency, always again lighting up and cover with translucency. I think so, honestly, I work like this. When one layer need not function, I come grind down to the next layer and then maybe it's the color what I want. So I try, in one way I try to make 2 layers, maybe 2.5 layers, they promise something, and then after I grind, I see which one I take. Lateral. Always working with contrast, with different settings. even on the lateral to make the match better to the neighbor, in this case to the canine. Again, adding enamel 59. SI2 59. SI2
The alternation was 59 and SI2 on the lateral.
so we place again mamelon kind of softly.
That's mamelon.
63
And you make closer.
mixed with A3 dentin powder. We place a kind of illusion here to make a lower value below the mamelon. Be careful with illusion, please. So enamel on top to the mamelon.
Enamel 59 covering the mamelons.
Translucency SO and
SO10.
OT and clear.
It's a mixture of SO10, OT, and clear. That's a translucent.
Yeah. Light spots again. Intense.
Straight PS.
Cover with PSO. PSO alone is not strong enough, is not intense enough, so we push underneath the value.
PS0, OD43, and the white stain. It was just to intensify the white spots and covered with PS0.
Hello.
Halo effect with, what was it, dentin?
Dentin and PSO.
Dentin and PSO A1.
So we go to the canine.
That's a little wash of dentin A1 and PS0. That's still dentin A1 PS0. Support the contour.
Thickness, measure, try to go not less than 0.7,
That's a minimum, yes?
yeah,
0.7 millimeter dentin, minimum.
then enamel
59 enamel.
distal
Mesial and distal.
59, SI02
SI2.
59, SiO2,
Incisal frame SI2 and 59. Segmental buildup.
make a wash. Like a mamelon is very soft, canine is kind of a soft. Character of a mamelon, so in Nova number 1
Yes. It's the same mamelon mixture,
yeah,
very thin, washed softly.
enamel,
Overlay with 59 in Sazel overlay.
enamel,
Enamel,
SiO2,
Si2,
50-50 SiO2 and clear,
half and half. Si2 and clear.
translucency SO10. For those they are not knowing creation, SO10 is a bluish translucency, and I add some opal and translucency to neutralize the blue of the SO10, and I need a more translucency for these two, so I add some clear on, so it's very simple to understand.
So the mixture was Si10, OT, and CLO to contour the Casper with. Little PS0 around the neck and the belly. That's Si10, OT, and clear again.
So palatinal, we start to go palatinal in with 63, but very thin, huh?
On the lingual, it's make in 63, very thin.
You know, like little tongues.
Yeah, the make in was diluted with A3 dentin. This is a mixture of HD 54 and 53. And what was the stain?
12 and 14.
12 and 14.
Hello.
The halo effect, which is A1 and PS0.
We keep them light.
Keep the halo light. Little HD. Filling with SO10 fuel.
A2.
A2 on the lingual incisal. S2.
complete just shape. Approximal, we try to fix the contact in the first peg.
Dentin A3 in the proximal. So dentin.
Dentin A2.
Dentin A2 underneath the Pontic. Yeah, A2, still A2. SI2. SI2. PS0. HD 53, 54. SI2. PS0. Dentin A3. A2. Cutting all the way through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cut all the way through for shrinkage.
That's what my question.
SI2.
Some comments for those people they are not have experience with zirconium. So the most how they realize zirconium shrinks a little bit more than the classic. But what I want to show you, you can come close. Be carefully when you work on zirconium, not touching with the disc the frame. And you cannot control that actually. And even when you have people employed, for example, and they don't spend attention on that, you cannot repair that anymore. So then you ask, of course, how I can grind. It's better you grind with this kind of a carborundum disc, and I'm working on something. So I try to have the mesial contact, the basal, the pontic, and the distal contact, and the length. That's what I achieve on the first peg. So because I not make my correction on the model, never. So I keep, so you know I have the contour almost right. You know the contour on labial is almost there, so it's easy just to correct freehand. Approximal high chroma. This
HD.
no, this is dentin
A3.
A3.
Dentin A3 into proximal.
Fourteen, 12 and 14.
Stain number 12 and 14 mixed with HD.
depending now, you see which kind of a value or which kind of a chroma you have. So the correction, what I do now is almost the mixture of SO10, OT and clear. This is my basic correction on the labial side. I don't want to change much. So with that, because I have a kind of a high value central, if I want to keep that, I using also PSO. If I want to reduce that, I use only this translucency.
SO10, OT and clear.
Some little chroma, just a few grains only, change a lot. So if I need this mixed a little bit more orange, of course we just put some HT 54 and 53 together.
This is still SO10, OT and clear.
Yes, a little bit more clear on this side here.
A little bit more clear on that mixture.
Yeah, just contouring. I want to keep the translucency on the incisor.
It's still the same mixture, SO10,
Yeah.
OT and clear.
Work on a mesial contact.
Dentine, A2.
Cervical approximal, I'm not using too translucent material because it needs to be stable in value. So we cannot use too translucent.
SI2, corner.
So we have in this area now quite chromatic approximal, so we build the ridge, the distal ridge, palatinal ridge.
SI2,
SI2, I like this enamel hollow.
what was it,
SO10.
SO10. SO10, HD with stain.
Pontic addition with dentin.
A3 Pontic addition. That was HD with stain in proximal. SI2. HD with stain. SI2. PS0. SI2. HD with stain.
SO
10 with OT.
OT.
SO10 OT and clear mixture. HD with stain. SO10 OT and clear mixture. PS0 with white.
with dentin.
With dentin. PS0 with dentin. SO10, OT and clear mixture. HD with stain. PS0 with dentin. HD 5354 mixed with SO10, OT and clear mixture. HD 5354. HD with stain. HD with stain. SI2. PS0. HD with stain. SI2. HD. Dentin A3. PS0. SO10, OT, clear. PS0 with dentin.
Yes.
Yeah. PS0 with dentin.
so I just put some glaze liquid on top to see the color better. With vacuum baked. Still are using glaze powder. Glaze powder makes this combination what I ate the last on a little bit finer and also melting smoother.
That was the Dentine A1 with the glaze powder inside the corner, and then interproximal was HD with a little stain. Just the glaze powder mixture was about 20%. The more glaze powder you put, the lower it melts. So it's up to you, but 20% is probably good.
Actually, I do this way also correction. I make my own correction powder.
HD with stain, A1 with glaze. HD with stain.
You have any possibility how you want to correct.
SI2 to correct the shape.
No hair dryer or stuff like that. Disturb me too much noise and too complicated.
Just a surface stain, instant.
Baking temperature is on the lower temperature in the correct. Maybe we can glaze them in the correction temperature. That means in my furnace 790.